So if we turn to the words of the poem, it's a fancy old-fashioned language. Can be a little confusing, but it's not hard to work out the way the poem works. It doesn't have a plot exactly, but it seems to be organized by Keats looking at one of these urns and noting that it has various pictures. And of course, as pottery, they're round objects, and if you look around the outside, you see that there are different scenes drawn on them. And the first is of a lover, a young man chasing a young woman, and caught. Of course, still in a moment, this is the picture only has an instant of time and not real motion. The picture catches him as he is not caught up with the woman. She hasn't stopped and turned to him and said yes, and that incomplete moment is frozen in time and then seems to be preserved forever, because more than 2,000 years later, Keats is looking at the picture in some museum in a university somewhere. So first there's the pair of lovers, one chasing the other, and then we see a religious ceremony, a sacrifice over in the fourth stanza, someone leading a bull to be slaughtered in honor of the gods. So a mixture of scenes that he describes. But more important than the description is somehow the emotional status of each of them. And that's the general pattern and the central idea of this poem. We can see it expressed in the first lines of the second stanza. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye soft pipes, play on, not to the sensual ear, but more endeared pipe to the spirit, ditties of no tone. So, what does that mean? And if you hear a song, that's good, that's sweet. But if you don't hear the song, that's even better. So, the lover seems to be playing some music or is accompanied by a figure playing some music. And it's better to have this in our imagination than actually to hear it. If you hear it, it can be good, but then that puts a limit on the goodness of it, because it has a factual presence. But if it exists in your imagination, there's no limit to how beautiful it can be. So he wants the pipes, right? It's some kind of blown instrument called pipes that are playing this music, but not to the sensual ear, right? Not to a real ear that actually hears sounds, but more endeared, more worth loving. Pipe, that is, play music on a blown instrument. Pipe to the spirit, right? Pipe to my soul, to my sources of engagement and enthusiasm. Ditties, a kind of dismissive word for a song, of no tone. And so the great thing about this urn is that it's a song and it has the beauty of music, but better than the songs I actually hear are the ones that my spirit hears in my imagination, because those really inspire me. Reading on the second stanza. Fair youth, beneath the trees thou canst not leave thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. The thing that catches his imagination about this urn is that somehow it's escaped time. The rest of us, although we have very good things happen to us in moments, they are in moments. They don't last. A beautiful lover achieves his or her goal and finds love in some other beautiful person. And the clock is ticking. It's only a very short while before they're middle-aged, and then the magic is gone. But the wonderful thing on this urn is it doesn't suffer that fate. It's the moment is frozen and therefore persists. Reading on, bold lover, never, never canst thou kiss, though winning near the goal yet. Do not grieve, she cannot fade. Though thou hast not thy bliss, forever wilt thou love, and she be fair. So he's using old-fashioned verb ends, canst, and we can just translate that into can. That's the way we'd say it these days. But what is it? It's the bold young man going directly for what he wants. And he'll never get there. So he pursues, but he'll never get the kiss. But this is better. Because by existing in the pursuit, it will never fade and never be lost. But the pursuit is higher than the achievement, in the same way that the song in your imagination is more beautiful than the song you actually hear. She will never fade. So you're chasing a beautiful woman and you'll never get her, and that's the bad news. You'll never get her, but she'll always be a beautiful woman. That's the good news. And there's something even more powerful about the love because it's not fulfilled. In some way, this is what Keats enjoys about this film, that the urn, although it doesn't show satisfaction, it just shows desire, has somehow caught this whole activity at its highest moment, when it's almost but not quite achieved. And that is what makes this a romantic turn, that change. That when we think of desire, we shouldn't think of the satisfaction, the fulfillment of that desire, and lose ourselves in that. We should think of the goodness of the desire itself, and how some way the hope and the enthusiasm are the good thing, and that fulfillment is a threat to those things rather than the natural end.